Here I am in my jammies again. That's the theme of my 10 Minutes with Tamara videos where I talk about fixing shit. So this is our kitchen, and when I got home on New Year's Eve, we didn't know what the concerns were, and I had a crisis for my work, so I didn't come downstairs. I was upstairs for like 48 hours pretty much. Then I came downstairs and I realized we had raw, exposed, peeling, chipping lead paint, and that there was potentially dust everywhere from that, and that there was dust all over the playroom that was likely migrating from the kitchen since there was an open wall. So we decided the course of action. And again, what I wanted to tell people is, yes, I could be panicking about this. And I think a lot of people would be panicking, and I understand that, but there's no help in panicking. So what we're trying to do here is solve the problem, handle this, keep the kids safe. Say hi, Avi.
Hi.
Avi is going to do a dust wipe sample on the stair right here. You can't see it right now, but there's a lot of dust there, right?
Yeah.
Start by measuring with that ruler. We need a 1 square foot. So measure 12 inches from the wall. Okay? So that's 12 inches by like 11 inches. This is a dust wipe sample kit. Now you can put it on the counter there and open it up. And in the kit, there's a return shipping thing. There's gloves and a tube and booties if you need them. You're not going to use the booties, and a chain of custody paperwork command and sampling instructions. Okay, there we go. Gloves on. Lead dust wipe. Okay, first you're going to take the top off the tube and just set it aside. Then you're going to tear off the edge of the wipe package. And I don't know if you've seen how we do the Clorox wipes cleaning, but basically you're going to clean using this wipe. You want to get all the dust, and don't move the ruler. Okay, now fold it in on itself and then do it again. Really scrub the floor this time. Okay, so then put it in the tube and you can take your gloves off. And then you can put the cap on the tube, and then we'll fill out the paperwork. And we're trying to determine if lead dust from up here, with the banging of them putting the roof on, migrated to our subfloor of our kitchen, which is exposed because our kiddos are here. Len is using the certified kit, and we're going to have that result in about 5 days by email. So they say do a little S move all across the square foot. You can get these done for less expensive, but this is convenient and quick and has instructions and a chain of custody paperwork to go with it. This is our kitchen. And as I said, that is the doorway, or what used to be a window, to the playroom, which used to be the dining room. Anyway, this is our playroom. You may recognize from other videos I've done. And this is the pathway to the kitchen, which when my husband took the drywall out, was open. And so there's been quite a bit of dust collecting in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a dust wipe sample in the far corner, Len. So we're gonna mark off a square foot in the corner here, and we're going to send in 3 dust wipe samples. 1 at the top of the stairs to see if any lead dust is migrating up there. 2 from the kitchen to see how bad the worst case scenario is, where the leaded ceiling is above the kitchen floor. And 3 in here in the playroom to see if the dust that migrated here is lead dust or if it's just dust. We've decided to get cardboard and cover the floors. It's like a thick cardboard paper for when you're painting and don't want to get paint on your floors. We can create pathways, and he's going to staple it down just because the floor is too porous to clean here. And And this isn't perfect. It won't prevent the migration of lead dust, but it'll make it so we have a more stable surface. Do you want to say anything about?
So are we not going to have any, are we going to put up stuff between this and the wall, or are we doing stuff to prevent dust from getting onto this?
Yeah, we're not going to be walking in the dusty areas. And we're going to put a plastic barrier on the other side of the fridge. We're going to wet wipe everything here.
Yeah.
You're putting the boards down so that you can...
So is that just on the side of the house? We don't have that over here, or is it just covered over here?
It's the angled parts of the interior of the original roof.
Yeah.
Which I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because I don't want any lead paint in my house.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Is that the only place, or is that what it's like over there? It's just...
That's the only place in the house where there's an angle that was the original roof. If you come out here, Avi, if you want to see, when we had the lead hazard remediation done, this part of the roof on our porch, we put a faux beadboard that looks like the original.
Yeah.
So this is all lead free on top of the original interior roof.
And it looks nicer.
We're so thankful to Dustless Technologies for sending us one of their brand new latest models, smaller, more space efficient, but equally effective HEPA vacuums. And we're just coincidentally, the new woman in charge of their marketing found us and saw my work, and that we have referred people to them because we've always loved their products. And she said, hey, would you like to try the new one? So here we are with a new Dustless to try out, and we're going to be vacuuming up this space before we put another layer of cardboard over it. So it's a little bit of a project trying to get our house at least stabilized so my husband can be here with the kids while I am gone for another week to get a bunch of work done. So for the last 24 hours, the kids have basically been upstairs or outside. We looked into an alternate housing. We found a place on the street just a few blocks down to live in if we need to, if we don't feel like we can manage this. We decided to do dust wipe samples from CertifiedKit.com of both this room, the playroom, and then upstairs to see if any lead dust had migrated upstairs. We put cardboard, thick cardboard on the floor, and we're gonna then put thick cardboard on the floor after we finish vacuuming, and then we're gonna cover it with plastic, and then we're gonna take off these beams, and we're gonna put plastic over the lead, and we're gonna do it kind of in a bathtub, so if lead dust does fall down, it'll be captured in kind of a pocket of this bathtub. And then once we've done all that, we're gonna roll up that plastic and probably put down another layer of plastic since we're not going to step in that area, and just in case we notice that there's dust coming down. And that's what we're going to do until we have our kitchen remodeled. And we've done these dust wipe samples. If the dust wipe samples come back positive, especially upstairs or in the playroom, we will probably move out. We're also doing blood tests for everyone in the house. So we're really trying to show you what we did so that you can know what maybe you might do in a similar situation, and a course of action that hopefully will protect kiddos. Now, if I had toddlers here or babies, I would not be doing this. But my kids know to stay upstairs. My kids aren't playing on the floor. My kids are being patient and either getting outside or staying upstairs and staying out of the dusty areas. So it's not ideal, but if we had toddlers here, it wouldn't be safe at all, and I wouldn't feel comfortable staying here. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of 10 Minutes with Tamara. And this is an unexpected construction episode of 10 Minutes with Tamara. And I am so thankful that we have all the resources that we have, both certified kits so we can do testing. We have some blood tests that we can do that someone sent us. And we have a vacuum with Dustless Technologies to help clean up. And we also had a little bit of funding, so we were able to put the containment measures down on our floor. Really appreciate that you took the time to watch, and hopefully you'll find this video at least somewhat helpful if you find yourself in a similar situation.